The best songs for me come from things that I've actually experienced or have some kind of insight on. Sometimes though it's, something that someone close to me has gone through, or an idea can spark from, a sign that I read or a conversation I'm having, but it all has to resonate somewhere within me. I mean, it can't be completely fabricated, whether or not, the character in the song is me or someone else. But it always starts with me, and I think that's my favorite kind of music, is when you can tell that it's truthful,
I definitely think if there's truth behind it, if you've gone through it, if you're singing about a heartache and you've been there and been the cause of it, and you've been on the hurting side of it, it definitely, there's a way you sing it. You can tell when somebody's just singing a song that they think is a hit, and because radio's gonna play it, or singing a song because this is it. This is every part of me. I mean, I've been through it. So there's a big difference, and I think the fans get that too. And I really, I try to keep things as close to, real life for me as possible.
As a songwriter, you got to be not afraid of telling these stories. I mean, if you want to be 100% honest, like I think Taylor Swift is a great example. She is 100% honest with her stories, and that's why people relate with her, is because, I mean, she's super talented regardless, but she is so honest in her songs. She says, I'm going to talk about my relationships. I'm going to talk about heartbreak. I'm going to talk about love, falling in love. But these are real stories. And when it's that real, and you can't not be afraid to tell it. I think definitely when you write from first-hand experience, you're definitely just obviously going to relate with it more. When you can relate with the song, when you can actually live it, then you can tell that story and you can believe it. And when you believe it, they're going to believe it. And that's the most important thing that I've learned through songwriting and through singing other songs when I first started, of other songwriters or whatever. When I started to really connect with my songs is when I experienced these things myself.
I've always been pretty transparent with my songwriting. They say don't ever date a songwriter or a book writer, I've always been very transparent and all that, but everything is time sensitive too. You gotta let things, I tend to write in retrospect and let things kind of pass by for a little while and ease the tension off of things, and then, you can also not spell out things so plainly sometimes that it's obvious who it is or what it was, and, I think it's important to have a little privacy also. But there are times that things fall out that you need to say and get out and be perfectly honest about. And sometimes it's easier for us to write them and sing them than it is to talk about them.
If I can put myself as a storyteller versus the singer, or like this happened, like Stripes, that's first person, but in my mind, it's not. I'm writing that about somebody else I know, somebody who's crazy enough to do that. And that's never me. So I have to get into that character in my head. But a lot of times when I try to write things that are very personal to me, I'm too close to it to write from anything but emotion. And I think sometimes songs are better if you can just paint a picture with pictures versus emotions.